Is management getting harder, and why?
I don't think management is getting harder. You know, I don't think so. But I think the demands on management are much harder. I mean, I was unfortunate. I packed up playing early and got into management young, and touch wood, have always worked and always been able to pick my club to a certain extent. And you know, I've been at clubs normally, you know, for a reasonable amount of time, you know, because I'm not one of these people that always looks at something else. I like to do the job that I'm doing until I think that that's as far as it can go. But I think managing now, I think whoever you are, you know, one or two exceptions I suppose, but it's really interesting. I coming to work as I do early in the mornings, have the old radio on, and I can remember a radio, a little bit of a commentary and a little bit of talk about football, and they was talking about how progressive, as Billy Jennings tell, if you can ring him back for me, Tottenham seem to be with Villa Boas, and everything's going good, and you know they look good and that now. And I come in this morning and say could get sacked next week, and that's probably over 3 weeks. But that's how the game's got. You know, I look around at, I think, some really, really good managers. I see the guy has gone from Crawley, who used to be at Bury.
Balkan.
I tell you, I know him, I like him. I think he's good, but they haven't won enough games. But how many games would they expect to win? I don't know. You know, I find that strange. I mean, Portsmouth have been in disarray. The manager there, Guy Whittingham, has just gone. I think that's a tough job for any person. I think expectation on managers is much higher than it used to be, and probably, I don't know, since the season started, people have questioned David Moyes. They were questioning Arsene Wenger last year, and after the first game of the season, still questioning him. All of a sudden, he's a hero again, and because he's won a few games. And you know what? I know it's about winning and losing, but it can't be just about that sometimes. Maybe for Arsene Wenger, he's been there a long time, and I understand that, so he would have built his thing, and so perhaps if that doesn't go so well, I can see. But for some managers trying to build the club and build things, it takes a long time to do that and get it how you want it. It does. And I just feel that, you know, the expectation that's put on managers now at all levels, I'm not sure that the expectation is the correct expectation. You know, you get clubs that, you know, they get new managers and you sit down and they go like, okay, what do you expect? And if you reach that expectation, or if you exceed it, that becomes the new level. But it shouldn't be, because their expectation's been exceeded. You know, they should always stay there. And so I just think that it has become a much more difficult job. I mean, you know, be careful what you wish for. I remember Tottenham got into the top 4 2 years running. They got into Europe one year, but unfortunately couldn't get into Europe the following year. So they changed Harry Redknapp. What a load of old rubbish that was. It's crazy. You know, got in the top 4. Tottenham, never been in the top 4 before, huh? But because they didn't get into Europe because of someone else being in it, and they couldn't get in it because they were fault. Crazy. And now they're moaning about the manager again, so maybe he'll go and they'll have a go with someone else. Well, why not stick with a manager for 6-7 years and let him rebuild it properly? But, you know, that's me rambling on.
Is that fan power? Because the fans just don't accept it, and then the chairman aren't strong enough?
I suppose it is. Hold on, I've got to be careful here. Fan and media power, yeah. You know, although I listen to them, I actually hate the pundit situation where they almost sit there and talk about managers not doing well, and these are people that A, have done the job not normally successfully, or never done the job. So I've got to be honest. It's a bugbear of mine. You know, listen, I don't know some of them, but when I look back at some of the ex-players that do it, that were less than professional in their careers, and they're moaning about them. They'll look back and look at themselves, what they've done. They may go, yeah, that's why I can do it, because I look back at that. What a load of old rubbish that is. And I don't really believe in that, you know. And believe it or not, I so many things, I'm on it now, I want to roll. You know what, I can't stand this trial by television neither. I can't. You know, referees make mistakes, and I'm the first one to say referees made a mistake there. But it doesn't matter if the referee's made a mistake or not, it's whether Alan Hansen thinks he made a mistake. Well, it's crazy. It's 10 different views, 10 different cameras, talk about with 3 or 4 people, 10 times. Shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed to, I tell you, they shouldn't be allowed to do it. Should never be allowed to have trial for referees by television. I don't think that should happen, because the referee hasn't got the benefit of it. It's easy to criticise him. So they might make mistakes, but I don't think they should be able to look at what the referee does. I don't agree with it. I think the pressure, as you say, from all types of media and supporters affects the weak chairman and weak directors. If they were strong and they have a vision and know where they're going, that's what they've got to stick by. And if they get influenced by outside influences, it is because they are weak. That's my opinion. Yeah, I've got to look around.